Okay, so I did a video that was a failure because I got the wrong parts for the bike. So I got the clutch cover off, and I'm gonna tackle this thing again. I think I have the right parts, hopefully. So basically I need to get the clutch cover all the way off and clean the old gasket material off, and then I'm gonna get the 3 bolts. I actually got a service manual. I went ahead and spent the money and bought a service manual, but it does say that you want to back these 3 bolts off a little bit, alternating, like a quarter of a turn, and then alternate between those evenly so you don't cock the plate, I guess. But I'm gonna start tearing into this thing again, and hopefully I can actually get somewhere this time. Okay, so here's what I got so far. I got the clutch, I guess the clutch plate and springs out, and here's my parts. Again, I don't really know if this is I'm not 100% sure that the part numbers referenced in the service manual, the 13089-1084, that matches what they gave me, and I didn't count them how many there are. Then I got a 13089-0024, which doesn't match to the part number in the book, nor does 13089-0023, but I do know that part numbers change over time, so I'm not all that concerned that they're not right. But the friction plates are all 13088-0568, and it looks like they gave me 10. For some reason I was thinking that there's only supposed to be 9, so I'm going to start pulling these plates out, but I don't know. Again, not knowing exactly what I'm doing, and the service manual is helpful to some degree, but it really doesn't go into a whole lot of detail about exactly what you should be doing pulling these things apart. So I don't know. We'll see how this thing goes. Okay, so I got the first friction plate off, and just looking at it, looks like it's definitely worn out. But I got some digital mics, and the specs on the plate should be 2.72 to 2.88 millimeters. So I'm gonna see what this thing actually looks like. Okay, so I took some measurements in like 3 different spots around this first friction plate that I took off, and it's pretty consistently measuring about 2.71 millimeters, which is not within specs and doesn't really surprise me. So, yep, looks like these are worn out, and I guess I'm just gonna see probably more of the same with the rest of this stuff. So I'm gonna start pulling these things out, and I think I have to soak well, I don't think, I know I have to soak the friction plates in oil for some period of time, so I'm gonna get that started. Okay, the second friction plate that I got actually measured at like 2.6 something, 2.62, something like that. So yeah, these are definitely wore out. But I do have the new friction pads soaking in oil, and trying to see. I'm probably overthinking this, but I'm just trying to be really careful about taking this thing apart and making sure everything goes back as it came out. Okay, well, I got all the clutch plates off, and they're definitely worn out. They're measuring around 2.62 millimeters, and they should be somewhere between 2.72 and 2.88. But unfortunately, I found the hub spline is got some serious notches around this thing, and that's going to have to be replaced. I wasn't sure how critical that would be, or if that's kind of normal wear, so I've talked to a couple people, and they kind of indicated, yeah, you better replace that. So that's what I'm going to do. But unfortunately, Cowie has the that particular part on back order, so I don't know how long it will be before they would have it if I try to order it through a dealer. So I think I might be able to get something from Partzilla, or I don't think Bike Bandit had it, but I'm gonna see if I can find one somewhere else. But it's probably gonna be another $200 in a week, so that sucks. But better to do it right, I guess. Okay, so this hub spline finally came in. Freaking took forever and a day to get it. Thing I guess about shopping on the online stores is Partzilla showed this thing was in stock, but I ordered it, and then like 3 days later I got an email saying that it was going to be however long it was. Anyhow, the bike's been down for like a month now, so I got the hub spline, replaced that, and I bought this special wrench, so I'm going to go ahead and try to tackle this thing again, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm struggling here. I need to break this nut loose, and even though I put a big cheater bar on it and I have this thing braced, I tried it on just on the kickstand, and I've tried it with the stand, the rear stand on, but it just wants to pick the whole bike up. So I've met a few pretty cool people over the past year, and on some of the group rides I've gone on. So I reached out to Total Disintegration. Has another YouTube channel, another Indiana guy, and seems a lot more mechanically inclined than I am. But I was like, hey man, do you think you could come over here and give me a hand with this thing? At least make sure that I'm not screwing something up. And so yeah, he was cool enough to agree to come out and lend a hand. So we'll see how this thing goes. But big shout out to all the folks that I've met over the past year on the group rides. Let's see how this thing works out. Total Disintegration just got here. I could hear him a freaking mile away.
Hours later.
Well, she's finally back. So Precious 2.0 is up and running again, largely in part thanks to fellow YouTuber Total Disintegration. Came over and gave me a hand with this thing, and literally I would have probably spent 3 days putting this thing back together, and he helped me out, and we knocked it out in a few hours. But yeah, much appreciation. So the big delay in this whole thing was I was waiting on this part. Kawasaki had it on back order. I ordered it from Partzilla, who showed it in stock, but then come to find out it took like 2 weeks before it finally came in. But you can see it's pretty well chewed up, and that's largely in part because the bike's got 30,000 miles on it. So anyhow, it's back up and running, and we'll be back out on the bike here probably tomorrow.